Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and what a week it has been. And I mean that in the way that last week just completely went by like a blur. So much kind of happened, yet nothing happened all at once. I'm not really sure how to explain that, but to start off today, one thing that did happen that I seen, we got a trailer. Yes, it's just a teaser. There's been some behind-the-scene photos as well. But Joshua Shultz, the guy behind most of Black Veil's photos, if you see them online, he's usually the guy that took them. I have a shirt that has Black Veil on it, which is a photo he actually took. Them standing around like a cross, around their Scarlet Cross, Phantom Tomorrow era. But Joshua Shultz, he's done a lot for Black Veil in the past. He's a very big photographer and director, and he's got a new movie on the way called Boogeyman. Boogeyman is looking to be very freaky. I seen the teaser for it, and it is very unsettling, and I couldn't be more excited because I love horror movies for one, but the main reason as to why I am so excited for this one in particular is because Andy Biersack and Juiliet Simms, or Lilith Czar, as she goes by for her stage name, they are going to be acting in it. I believe they're the main characters. Don't quote me on that. I don't know all the details. I actually know very little. And I'd kind of like to keep it that way, to be honest, because I like watching movies with knowing very little about them. If another trailer comes out, of course, I will check it out. But if you get the chance, go to Joshua Shultz on his Twitter for sure. It might be on Instagram too. Or look up Boogeyman on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll see the teaser. And if you look at his socials, you'll see some behind-the-scenes photos of them filming. And I'm very excited. 100%. I don't know what it's going to really be about. I don't know what's going to happen in the movie. We'll just have to wait and see for when it is actually on its way out, but it's one I'm going to be keeping on my radar, mostly because Andy's in it, not going to lie. Black Veil, one of my favorite bands, he's the lead vocalist, and he has acted before. Granted, in his acting career, it hasn't been a whole lot in the modern kind of era of things. He has done American Satan back in like 2018 when that came out, and then Paradise City Season 1, which is in the same universe as American Satan. So he's done those. Other than that, though, not a whole lot. I know he voiced Batman in a Dark Knight Metals series. I don't really know much about that either. I watched it when it came out, but it happened a while back. There was even a soundtrack that he was featured on, a song with the vocalist Maria Brink from In This Moment and Tom Morello, I do believe, their song together. It isn't a bad song by any means. Definitely not a Black Veil track, though, so keep that in mind if you do go listen to it. And the name of that track actually is Meet Me in Fire, for those that haven't heard it. It is Maria Brink, Tyler Bates, and Andy Biersack. My bad, not Tom Morello. I just actually checked. So if you haven't heard it, listen to it. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And the movie, very, very excited for. If anyone else has seen the trailer, share your thoughts. I must know because I'm excited. By knowing so very little, I'm excited. And I know Joshua Shultz, he is a very good photographer and has a very good eye for directing, I would believe. So I'm very excited. And we are going to get a taste of his kind of direction style. Maybe not for a horror movie, yes, but upcoming with their Black Veil Brides 7, their new album anyways, it will have that making of documentary, which was filmed by Joshua Shultz. So very cool. It kind of comes full circle in that aspect, and it's something I'm really excited for. To kind of keep on Black Veil, on the Black Veil train, something happened last week that I did get to see. I didn't really want to touch on it too much, so I'm not going to give any details. I'm not going to explain it, in detail by any means because I hate leaks, but Black Veil Brides, their album artwork has been leaked. Very unfortunate. I don't know who leaked it, where it came from, or maybe the leak is completely fake. But regardless, what I seen was the album artwork in its entirety as well as the album name. I'm not sharing them here. If you must know, you can feel free to look it up, but I don't support leaks. I just wanted people to be aware of it. Please watch out if you don't want to see it. I hope that eventually, because it is leaked, if that is the actual artwork, which, judging on that photo from the website that you could pre-order the album on, it does look like it would be the album artwork. So all I have to say is, if it is that, holy shit, it is so fucking cool looking. And I hope that we get to see it officially soon, where I can properly talk about it and not feel kind of guilty or wrong for doing so. So keep an eye out for all you Black Veil fans out there, because I know I'm excited for the album, and leaks are something that I want to avoid like the plague, because leaks, they just all around suck. And this album, for how proud Black Veil seems of it, how much the band is really happy with it, I feel like we should respect that and not share leaks. So please refrain from doing so, but that does exist for those that don't know. But to focus on Boogeyman rather than the leak would be preferred. All of that said, though, Black Veil, they got stuff on the way, as we've already known. Nothing completely new on that front yet in terms of announcements. I'm sure we're around the corner for something, though, because literally May is when the album ships on that website, so we have to hear more about it before then, right? I think. I would think so. But all of that said, I wanted to touch on the Paralympics. Those are currently going on in Milano Cortina, which we just finished up the regular Olympics. If you guys have heard any of my prior episodes from last month, you would have already known. I talk about the Olympics here and there. Usually it's about Team Canada, and that's not really going to change. Obviously, I'm Canadian. I have passion for my country, for my team, and it is awesome to see them doing well in the Paralympics, because hell yeah. All around, hell yeah. When it comes to any athletic events, when Canada does well, I am always proud. And their hockey team this time around is crushing the teams that they've faced so far. I think they won their last game 14-0, which is insane. At least coming off of somebody that has not watched much of the Paralympics and not much of Paralympic hockey in general. I just had to mention it because holy shit, that's a crazy number for a score. And I'm proud. I'm proud of them all, because not only are the Canadian hockey team doing well for the Paralympics, the rest of the events, we've won some gold, we've won some bronze, we've won some silver, and the Paralympics just started. Granted, I don't believe they go on as long as the regular Olympics, but all the same, they shouldn't be looked at as any lesser, so I would hope they are treated the same. Even though I know I'm not oblivious, I know people don't care about the Paralympics as much, but I think that's wrong. If you care about the Olympics, you should honestly care about both, because why not? And Canada, they are crushing it. I am excited to see how far they may go. And speaking of Team Canada, not towards the Paralympics, but Team Canada at the World Baseball Classic. So I haven't really heard much about the World Baseball Classic before. I've known of its existence. I understand that it has been around for quite a while, but this is the first year I've really taken it upon myself to watch it, and that is currently going on right now. Team Canada are in it, which is why I mentioned them specifically, and I've enjoyed what I've seen. Obviously, Team Canada in baseball, hate to say it for the fans of them, I can call myself one because I love watching Team Canada again playing pretty well any sport, but Team Canada baseball, our team most certainly is mid. I wouldn't say they're the worst. I'm not saying they're trash. They're much better than me at baseball by a long shot, because God knows I'm awful at baseball. But watching them, you can definitely see that they're not to the level of what like the Blue Jays are, or even, you know, the LA Dodgers, since they're the ones that made it to the World Series final just last year. And it's a shame to say that a lot of the players on Toronto Blue Jays, are not Canadian at all, which I already knew, but it's ever more apparent just watching Team Canada play in this World Classic. It's a little bit disheartening to be like, wow, Team Canada outside of the World Baseball Classic, the MLB Team Canada, being the Toronto Blue Jays, are very, very little Canadian at all. So kind of ironic, kind of sad, but it is what it is. Team Canada baseball, though, so far, so good. They've won one, lost one, and it's been a very interesting and fun watch. I was actually able to watch the last game, I think just last night as of recording, with my roommate, and we sat through the rain delays as well, which is kind of unfortunate. Never seen rain pour that bad at a baseball game to where they had to literally cancel it, or not cancel it, sorry, delay it until the rain stopped at the end of the top for the ninth inning. Like the last hitter, they had to pause it. And it's like, all right, so all momentum went out the window there. Team Canada could have done something, but again, they're just not quite there. Hopefully they pick it up, but just judging how I see it, I don't see them going very far, but I have been enjoying it. I was able to get myself a hat because it was the last one on the shelf. Felt it was meant to be honest, so I'm going to be able to support them and cheer them on as they continue. I believe their next game is Tuesday. Now to move a little bit past sports, I wanted to touch on Pixar. They are obviously a brand, a series, a company that everybody knows, or at least everybody should know. Pixar is in no way new to the game. They've been around for quite a while at this point. Yes, the people that made Toy Story being their first ever film. And yes, the company that is owned partially by Disney, or at least partnered with. I believe Disney owns them now, I guess. But when they started, it was just them. Pixar, they've made some great movies that I consider to be very important to me, to my childhood, especially the ones that I grew up with. Big shock there, honestly, but Pixar is a good company to some extent, as good as a company can be, I suppose. But I wanted to touch on them because they made some announcements recently, and I'm not going to touch on every announcement under the sun that they made, but there's been a few, at least two, that stuck out. So obviously, for those not living under a rock, you should know, we've got Toy Story 5 on the way. That comes out literally in June, June 19th, and couldn't be more excited for that, to be honest. I mean, it shouldn't exist. I believe Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending, but we've already got Toy Story 4. We already have Lightyear, never seen it, don't care to. That's one that I'm just like, no about. But Toy Story 5 is a proper continuation, and I will say I'm optimistically excited. Like, I don't want to hate it, is kind of what I am trying to say. I'm nervous. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but seems to be that it's finally the toys going up against modern technology like a tablet. So I'm curious. I am very curious. I've seen the trailer. Woody has a bald spot. It made me cry, but it's fine. It just reminds me that I am also getting old just like Woody is. But all of that to be said, we've got that on the way, but they also announced a couple more sequels to the old movies that I grew up with. First off being Incredibles 3. We knew this was on the way, but it got a release year of 2028. I do believe it was that, or it was 2029. A ways away, anyways. But that one, I don't really expect anything amazing from. Incredibles 2 was all right. Not compared to the original, it didn't stand, but the one that I am kind of focused on and am very, very curious of which way they're going to go is Monsters, Inc. They are making a new Monsters, Inc. movie. I would say Monsters, Inc. 3, but we haven't even had a Monsters, Inc. 2. We've only had the Monsters University and Monsters, Inc. itself. Monsters, Inc., great. Monsters University, not so great. Is this going to actually be a sequel to Monsters, Inc.? I am so curious. And also incredibly nervous because if they do make a sequel like everyone wanted them to do back in 2004 when the first one came out, I believe the first one came out in like 2003, the sequel would be a very interesting idea and a very interesting road to take, but will they do it justice and not pander too much to people's nostalgia? something that it seems like companies are unable to do in modern times. But I will try my best to be optimistic about the entire thing because I want to be. I want it to be good. I don't want it to suck. Don't ruin my childhood, Pixar, please. Monsters, Inc. is one that I care about a lot. And honestly, it's because I watched it with my dad. I remember having that original VHS clamshell case. Yes, the squishy ones that you could chew on for whatever reason. I guess people did that. Regardless, the big kind of squishy case, I had that for Monsters, Inc. And along with a couple other, well, I say a couple, quite a few other Disney and Pixar movies. But regardless, this one in particular with the blue VHS, like, it holds a lot of weight for me, that movie, and the whole experience around it. So I'm curious. I want to be hopeful. We'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, to keep on track with movies, just as I was recording this, like maybe an hour before, the new Super Mario Bros. Movie, the new Super Mario Bros. Galaxy movie, if you will, it got its new trailer. Hell yeah, it looks so fun. It looks so fun and so colorful. Illumination, not my favorite studio. Despicable Me and Minions, not my favorite thing, like, at all. But their first Mario movie was really good for what it was. And it seems like they're building upon it in every single way, and in the best ways, with this new movie, with its sequel. Now, obviously, I'm not going to break down the trailer step by step, but I did very much like what I seen. It seems incredibly colorful, incredibly inspired, and it's pulling a lot from the games, obviously. So I'm very excited to see when that comes out on April 1st. I imagine I'll be going to see it with my roommates, with the boys, just as we did see the very first one. And I'm excited because it looks really good. And they announced that Donald Glover is the voice of Yoshi. Like, what? I heard the clip of him saying Yoshi. I'm like, holy shit, that is him. I don't know if I would have known that without knowing that, but with knowing that and hearing him talk as Yoshi, at least just saying, Yoshi, I could understand, that is Donald Glover. So kind of cool. I don't know why, but it is kind of cool. And they got Wart in the movie too, a very lesser known Mario character that's gonna be awesome. I mean, he's voiced, I can't remember his name, apologies, but a voice that you'll definitely recognize, and it seems to be turning up very well. The new Mario movie is something I will say I'm not just like cautiously excited about. It is most certainly something I'm wholeheartedly like, yes, I'm excited for that. So that's going to be awesome. Very colorful, very inspired, and something that I can't say about many modern movies. Also, regarding movies, Lord of the Rings, I know it's kind of a jump from the Mario movie, so apologies, but something came out about Lord of the Rings, not specifically to do with any of the films, but Elijah Wood. He made a comment saying that he wants to play Frodo until he dies, pretty much. Same thing like Gandalf, Ian McKellen wanting to play Gandalf until he's dead. They don't want anyone to replace them. They want to be that character for as long as they can be, within reason, of course. And I thought that was very nice. Somebody that really loves the character, like both of these guys. I can't speak for any of the others, but I'm sure they feel a similar way where they're just so passionate about the characters that they really love to play. These characters from Lord of the Rings being Frodo, Gandalf, they are so iconic and really, I mean, in Frodo's case, in Elijah Wood's case, really shot them into the stratosphere. I can't say the same for Ian McKellen because he's, a legend, but he did make his way there with that role, helping him, become the legend he is. It's honestly very cool. It's awesome. Like, you don't get to see that much when it comes to actors. Usually they just do a role and leave. They don't care as much, or they try to run away from the fame that they're getting from it, or they don't want to be typecast, but these guys want to be. And it's a nice, refreshing kind of change. Obviously, it could be detrimental in the long run, but when it comes down to it, I like that. Thank you, Elijah Wood. I hope that he is actually able to be Frodo for as long as he truly wants to be. And same goes for Ian McKellen as Gandalf. I know his time is a lot more limited based on age, but great things. And we've got that new movie coming out next year, The Search for Gollum or The Hunt for Gollum. So I'm honestly so excited for that because Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite things. Favorite movie series, favorite book series, I guess. I haven't fully read the books, but from what I have, it's insane. And I know saying aloud I haven't read the books makes me want to die because they're books that I need to read. Like, I need to. I have such beautiful editions. Thank you, Crystal, for getting me those. But I need to get around to it because the movies, I adore them more than any films I've ever seen. Like, what an epic to be had. Like, anyone that doesn't know Lord of the Rings, please do yourself a favor. No, you do not have to watch the extended editions first. Just go into it. Whatever way you want to, go into it because you won't regret it. Lord of the Rings is otherworldly, truly. Now, the last few things here that I wanted to touch upon is the release date for Scary Movie 6. I talked about that a little bit last week because the trailer came out, but the release date itself has been moved up 1 week to June 5th. Very excited for that. And we've got some new things coming our way. First off, Steven Universe. I know people might not know what that is, don't super love it. I know it's a little bit controversial alongside everything nowadays, but Steven Universe, one of my all-time favorite shows. You know what? Not just one of my all-time favorite show, hands down, Steven Universe. It's got nothing new on the way yet. We are still waiting for Lars of the Stars, which is the spin-off series coming soon. But the series itself, the original series, got some new Funko Pops announced. So very cool to see. We got Rainbow Quartz coming in 2 different variants. For those that don't know the show, I won't put in too many spoilers, but just to say, it is Rainbow Quartz twice, and then we got Smoky Quartz and Sunstone. Very excited. I was going to explain who those fusions are, but I don't want to spoil it in case you don't know. And just something I'm really excited for. More Funko Pops. I currently have the whole collection for Steven Universe, which, yes, isn't very many, but I kind of like that. I don't want to have too many Funkos, which I already kind of feel I do amongst all the ones that I have. But new Steven Universe Funkos, something coming for my favorite show, makes me happy. Also, on top of that, Drag Path by 21 Pilots. It debuted at number 57 on Billboard Hot 100, and it is the band's 6th highest peak on the chart. Amazing things. Drag Path, for those that don't know, is finally out for everybody to enjoy, at least an edited version of it. They wanted to keep the original for the true fans that, purchased it when the digital remains was available, when it was exclusive. So I completely understand. I love the fact that they were able to properly release it, at least in some way, and support the music video, because that originally was a video by a completely different director. It was completely just its own thing, but when Tyler saw it 10 plus years ago, he actually talked on a recent interview saying that it meant a lot to him. It's something that really inspired him. It's something that he wishes more people could have seen. So what better way to show that off, a piece of art that he loves so much, than put his own song on it? So millions upon millions of people see it, which is exactly what happened. So props to them. I'm glad they finally, spoke upon why it was that, and it was for complete wholesome reasons, which make me so happy. I was getting a little nervous there of like, are you guys just kind of getting lazy? Are you really wanting to be done and go on your break, or what's going on? And I love that was completely silenced by them, and, they told the truth, which is awesome. So Drag Path, if you haven't heard it, go check it out. It is an amazing song. I do prefer the original, of course, but the video alongside the song, check it out if you haven't, especially if you love stop motion animation. Also, the last few things here. Helena by MCR, 21 years old. Holy shit. There's been a lot of things turning old around this past month. And I would go off about all of them, but then I'd be here for far too long. But I did need to highlight that one because, wow, that kind of made me feel insanely old, but it is what it is. I'm not going to focus on that, of course, but as for some new releases that we've got, or at least one that's on its way, is Porchlight by Noah Kahan, coming March 13th. Very, very soon, just days away at this point. A new song from his new album, The Great Divide, which is coming out very soon as well. Keep your eyes out for that. I'm very excited. Obviously, I feel like I've said that for almost everything today, but hey, I can be excited. Don't judge. Also, for some new releases, we got This Is Lorelei with Power Snatch, which is Hayley Williams and Daniel James, their new band that they created. And Charlie Puth and Hikaru Utada, yes, the girl that sings the Kingdom Hearts songs for those that know. They released a new song called Home from his upcoming album. High Wind by Spilled Milk. Era, their new album, Silence Outlives the Earth, is finally out now. Very excited to finally get to that. I have not gotten the chance yet, but oh, you bet your ass I will be there very soon. Silverstein with Stress. The Amity Affliction with Bleed. Dark Divine with Midnight Masquerade, which is a new single from their upcoming album as well, and that is Undead Melody, which comes out May 28th. Also on top of that, we got a new Brace Yourself song called Our Fate, 30 Seconds to Mars, a new song from their upcoming deluxe edition For a Beautiful Lie, or 20th anniversary edition rather. The new Matchbox 20 B-sides, the North B-sides, that has come out. Wendy and Alec Benjamin released Emotions. Frozen Soul and Gerard Way released No Place of Warmth, which is, yes, Gerard Way on a metal song. Absolutely wild. Violet Night, Bring Me Your Love, which is a new track from them. Love it. Beartooth with Free. Bring Me the Horizon with Darkside live in Sao Paulo from their upcoming concert film. And Echo, Catch Your Breath, Pretty When You Break, Mothica somewhere in between their new EP, and it goes on. I might have talked about a few already here and there, but last week I remembered as I was finishing, I forgot to mention the new releases. So here they are, kind of shot off Spitfire. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've heard any of those, or are there any on your own radar? Let me know in the comments below or on all my socials at Lights Monarch. I would love to hear some that you're excited for, either that you've heard or that you're excited that are about to come out, because music helps me through my everyday, and I cannot wait to catch up a little bit since I've been a little bit distracted lately. All things considered, though, outside of all of this, I have started up Pokemon Fire Red finally, being that everyone is kind of playing it on their Switch, Fire Red and Leaf Green. I decided to take the plunge in my Game Boy cartridge, so I'm finally starting it on my Game Boy Advance. Restarting it, I should say. I did play it years and years ago, but I'm finally getting there. Finally started it up and am playing it alongside watching the Oilers, watching the World Baseball Classic for Team Canada, and next weekend I've got my stepdad's birthday. Not sure what to get him, but one of my coworkers did tell me, you know, beer and beef jerky, that's always a good gift for dads, right? So I can't say he's wrong. My dad does, my stepdad at least does drink, so I can get him beer. That is completely fine. And I mean, he does like beef jerky. So I thought it was a solid option. If I can't think of anything else before then, that's probably what I'll get him. But all things considered, it's going to be a good week coming up. I've got a lot of music to catch up on, so I won't be bored. And hopefully, with all that music I have to catch up on, I will have a lot to talk about come next week. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.